Welcome to 1337, the Future Podcast. I'm Max.
And I'm Sophia.
So today we're taking a deep dive into a novel that you shared with me, A Journey Through Grief.
Yeah.
It's a really powerful story about this young man, Damon, nicknamed Demon.
Yeah.
And he's navigating foster care and grief and all these challenging relationships in rural Appalachia.
Right.
What struck me most about this book was how the author uses Demon's journey to paint such a vivid picture of life in Lee County, Virginia.
Yeah.
It's almost like the setting itself is another character.
I know, it's true. Lee County, it's not just a backdrop, it's a force that shapes Demon's life and the lives of everyone around him, you know?
Yeah.
From the start, we see how poverty, addiction, and limited opportunities create this cycle of hardship that's really hard to escape.
Right. And right from the beginning, we're kind of thrown into Demon's chaotic childhood, you know? Absent father.
Right.
A mother battling addiction and the instability of the foster care system. Mm-hmm. It's a lot for a kid to handle.
It is.
But amidst all of that, there's this one constant.
Yeah.
The Peggott family.
Yeah.
They kind of become like his anchor.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
Offering this sense of belonging and normalcy that he so desperately needs.
Exactly. And the Peggotts, especially their children, Maggot and Emmy, they provide such a powerful example of resilience. Mm. Despite their own struggles, they open their home and their hearts to Demon and their bond, you know, forged in these shared experiences. Yeah. And this deep understanding of hardship becomes this incredible source of strength for him.
It's like they create this little pocket of hope within a community that's grappling with so much darkness.
Right.
But even with the Peggotts, you know, Demon's life is far from idyllic.
Yeah.
He witnesses his mother's struggles firsthand, even an overdose, which leaves a deep emotional scar.
Yeah, and this early exposure to trauma really shapes Demon's worldview and influences his later choices, and the author doesn't shy away from depicting the brutal realities of addiction and its impact on families. It's a difficult but very important aspect of the story that highlights the cyclical nature of these issues.
Definitely, and when his mother goes to rehab, Demon is sent to live with his Aunt June, a nurse in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yes, completely different world for him.
Talk about a culture shock.
I know.
It's his first real taste of life outside Lee County.
Right.
What'd you think about that?
Well, and it's a mixed bag. On the one hand, you have Aunt June, who provides this structure and stability, something that Demon hasn't had much of, and he starts to thrive in this new environment. He even gets to experience things he never imagined, like visiting the Knoxville Aquarium.
Right.
But there's also this sense of alienation, you know?
Yeah.
Like this feeling of being caught between two worlds.
You know, that scene with the shark tunnel at the aquarium really jumped out at me.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was a brilliant metaphor for the anxieties and fears that Demon is constantly battling.
Yeah.
He's navigating this new world, trying to find his place, but always with this sense of danger lurking beneath the surface.
Exactly. And it's this tension between seeking stability and yearning for connection that really drives so much of Demon's journey.
Yeah.
And eventually he ends up back in Lee County, placed with the Macabre family.
Right.
In this new foster situation.
Yeah.
It's not ideal.
Yeah. Mr. Macabre, with his strict rules and emphasis on hard work, it represents a kind of old school mentality that clashes with Demon's more sensitive artistic nature.
Yes.
They just can't seem to connect on an emotional level.
No, they're like on completely different wavelengths. And this disconnect, you know, it highlights the challenges that Demon faces in trying to fit in while staying true to himself.
Yeah.
But then something unexpected happens.
Yeah.
Demon finds himself on the high school football team.
And he excels.
He does.
Coach Winfield, who kind of becomes this mentor figure, sees potential in Demon and pushes him to succeed on the field.
Right.
It's a turning point for him, you know?
It is.
Offering a sense of purpose and camaraderie he hasn't really experienced before. And if you're enjoying this deep dive into A Journey Through Grief, be sure to visit us at 1337podcast.com for more insightful content.
Football becomes Demon's refuge.
Yeah.
A space where he can channel his energy and frustration into something positive.
Right.
But off the field, he's still grappling with his inner demons.
Yeah.
And the novel beautifully captures this duality, the exhilaration of victory on the field, contrasted with the internal struggles that he faces off the field.
This is where the author's skill in creating complex characters really shines.
Oh, I agree.
Demon is this fascinating mix of strength and vulnerability, ambition and self-doubt.
Yeah.
It makes him such a relatable and compelling protagonist.
Absolutely. And it's within this complex emotional landscape that his relationships with others take center stage.
Right.
Especially his connection with Coach Winfield's daughter, Angus.
Angus is such a unique and intriguing character.
She is.
She's unconventional, fiercely independent. And she challenges Demon in ways that no one else does.
Yeah.
Their dynamic is full of witty banter.
Yeah.
Shared moments of vulnerability. And a deep understanding of each other's pain.
I think their friendship offers a powerful example of how supportive relationships can help us navigate these difficult times.
Yeah.
They provide each other with a safe space to be themselves.
Right.
To express their doubts and fears. Yeah. And to find strength in those shared experiences.
And speaking of relationships, we can't forget about Demon's romantic entanglements.
Right.
First, there's Dorit.
Yeah.
A troubled girl who becomes both a source of love and kind of a reflection of his own struggles.
Yeah, their relationship is intense and passionate, but ultimately destructive.
Right.
It mirrors that cycle of hardship that seems to pervade Lee County.
Yeah.
Highlighting the ways that our past experiences can influence our present choices.
Right.
Especially in matters of the heart.
And then there's this tangled web of emotions involving Emmy Demon's childhood friend and a figure from his past known as Fast Forward, whose real name is Sterling Ford.
Right.
I mean...
It's messy. It's a messy situation.
Yes, full of unrequited feelings and longing and bad decisions.
Yeah.
That speak to the complexities of navigating relationships in a small town.
Yeah.
Where everyone knows everyone's business.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It's true. As we go deeper into Demon's story, in A Journey Through Grief, the theme of loss becomes even more prominent.
Yeah.
It's woven into the fabric of life in Lee County, and we see it manifest in both subtle and really profound ways.
Yeah. Even early on, when Demon is living with the Peggotts, there are these little reminders of what's been lost.
Right.
You know, the empty dog pen, the absence of Maggot's mother. It's like a constant ache that permeates their daily lives. Mm-hmm. And those seemingly small details speak volumes about the hardships that this community has endured.
Yeah.
And it makes me think about how the author uses setting not just as a backdrop, but as a way to explore the cyclical nature of poverty, addiction, and grief. It's true, the environment itself becomes a character shaping the choices and destinies of those who inhabit it.
Right.
And when Demon moves in with the Macabre family, we see how this cycle can play out in different ways.
Right. Mr. Macabre, with his gruff demeanor and rigid beliefs, he represents a certain type of masculinity that's often associated with rural life.
Right.
He values hard work and practicality above all else. Mm-hmm. But his inability to express emotions or connect with Demon on a deeper level creates a real sense of tension.
It's almost as if he's trapped by his own upbringing.
Right.
Unable to break free from the stoic, emotionally guarded patterns that have been passed down through generations.
Yeah.
And for Demon, who craves emotional connection and creative expression, this environment feels incredibly stifling.
Yeah, it highlights the challenges of reconciling individual needs with societal expectations, especially in a community that values conformity and tradition. Mm-hmm. But amidst these challenges, Demon discovers an unexpected outlet, football.
Right, and suddenly he's excelling on the field, earning recognition and praise.
Yeah.
And football becomes the space where he can channel his frustration, find a sense of belonging, and experience the thrill of victory.
It's almost like he's living a double life.
Yeah.
You know, on the field, he's the star athlete, confident and capable. But off the field, he's still wrestling with his inner demons, struggling to cope with grief, loneliness, and the ever-present temptation of substance abuse.
It's true that duality is so well portrayed in the novel. The author doesn't shy away from showing the complexities of Demon's character.
Right.
He's not a simple hero or villain.
Right.
He's a young man trying to find his way, making mistakes and learning from them all while carrying the weight of his past experiences.
And it's within this intricate web of personal struggles that his relationships with others take on even greater significance.
Right.
You know, his bond with the Peggotts, particularly with Maggot and Emmy, remains a source of comfort and stability even as their lives take different paths.
Yeah, their shared history forged in those early childhood experiences of hardship and resilience.
Right.
It creates a unique kind of connection, a bond that transcends words, built on a deep understanding of each other's pain and a shared sense of belonging.
But there's also this underlying melancholy, a recognition that things have changed, that innocence has been lost.
Right.
It's especially evident in Demon's relationship with Emmy, which becomes increasingly complicated as they both grapple with grief and the challenges of growing up.
Their dynamic is so nuanced and beautifully portrayed. You can sense the unspoken feelings between them. The longing for connection, the fear of getting hurt.
Right.
And then the arrival of Fast Forward throws another wrench into the mix.
Fast Forward, or Sterling Ford, is this enigmatic figure from Demon's past.
Right.
Who embodies a kind of reckless freedom.
Yeah.
He's charismatic and alluring, but also deeply troubled.
Mm-hmm.
His presence disrupts the delicate balance in Demon's life.
Yeah.
Tempting him with risky choices and reminding him of the darker side of Lee County.
And Fast Forward's relationship with Emmy adds another layer of complexity to the story.
Right.
It highlights those conflicting desires within Demon.
Yeah.
His yearning for connection with Emmy, his loyalty to his friends, and his own struggles with making healthy choices.
It's a recipe for drama, and it leads to some of the novel's most heartbreaking moments.
Right.
Particularly the tragic drowning accident that claims the life of Maggot.
That event is a turning point in the novel, a devastating loss that shatters the Peggott family and reverberates throughout the community.
Yeah.
It forces everyone to confront the fragility of life and the profound impact of grief.
For Demon Maggot's death is a crushing blow.
Yeah.
It reinforces his sense of helplessness, his belief that he's cursed, that tragedy will always follow him.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dark spiral that leads him further into substance abuse as a way to numb the pain.
It's true, and the author portrays this descent with raw honesty, showing how grief can manifest in destructive ways, particularly when coupled with the lack of resources and support that plague communities like Lee County. It's a harsh reality that the novel doesn't shy away from.
But amidst the darkness, there are these glimmers of hope,
right.
These moments of connection that remind Demon of his own strength and resilience.
Yeah.
You know, the relationship with Coach Winfield and his daughter Angus becomes a lifeline.
They offer a different perspective, a belief in his potential, and a willingness to support him through his struggles.
Yeah.
Coach Winfield in particular represents a more nuanced view of masculinity.
Right.
One that embraces vulnerability and compassion alongside strength and determination.
And their presence is a reminder that even in the most challenging environments, positive influences can make a world of difference.
It's true. Their encouragement helps Demon to see that he has options, that he's not defined by his past or by the limitations of his surroundings. It's a message of hope that runs throughout the novel, even in the face of immense hardship.
And it's within this push and pull between despair and hope that Demon's journey continues to unfold.
Yeah.
He's searching for his place in the world, trying to reconcile his past with his present, and ultimately seeking a path towards healing and redemption.
Yeah, as we reach those final chapters of A Journey Through Grief, it becomes clear that Demon's journey is far from over.
Yeah.
He's made some progress, but he's still wrestling with that question of, can he truly break free from these cycles of hardship, that have defined his life?
Right, and it's a question that resonates throughout the novel.
Yes.
And one that I think many of us can relate to on a personal level. Mm-hmm. We all have our own patterns to break, our own demons to confront.
Right.
And Demon's story serves as a reminder that it's a lifelong process.
It is.
Full of setbacks and breakthroughs.
For sure. One of the most pivotal moments in his journey towards self-discovery is when he learns the truth about his father. It's a revelation that shatters that idealized image he's held for so long and forces him to confront a much more complicated reality.
It's a powerful turning point because it challenges his whole understanding of who he is and where he comes from.
Exactly. Up until that point, he's clung to this romanticized notion of his absent father.
Right.
But the truth is much messier and more painful.
Yeah, it's like a rug has been pulled out from under him.
Mm-hmm.
And in that moment of disillusionment, he's forced to grapple with the fact that, he's inherited not just his father's physical traits,
right,
but also some of his flaws and tendencies.
Right. It's a difficult truth to accept.
Yeah.
But it's also a liberating one.
Right.
Because once he acknowledges this connection to his past, he can start to make conscious choices about who he wants to become.
Right.
He's no longer bound by the weight of his father's legacy.
Yeah, it's like he's finally breaking free from that generational cycle.
Yeah.
Taking ownership of his own destiny.
Yes.
And it's in those final chapters that we see those glimmers of hope.
A sense that, Demon might actually be capable of forging a new path for himself.
Right. He starts to explore his artistic talents more seriously.
Yeah.
Finding solace and a sense of purpose in his creations.
Mm-hmm.
He leans on the support of those who believe in him.
Yeah.
Like Coach Winfield and Angus, who challenge him to push beyond his comfort zone and to really embrace his potential.
Right. And even though the novel ends on a somewhat ambiguous note.
Yeah.
We're left with a sense that He's moving in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
He's taken some crucial steps toward healing and self-discovery.
Right.
And he's surrounded by people who care about him and want to see him succeed.
And the author doesn't tie everything up in a neat little bow.
Right.
And I think that's one of the strengths of the story, you know?
Yeah.
Reflects that messy reality of life.
Right.
The fact that recovery and growth are ongoing journeys, not destinations.
Yeah.
It leaves us with questions, but it also inspires hope.
You know, A Journey Through Grief is more than just a coming-of-age story.
It's a powerful exploration of resilience.
Yeah.
The complexities of family and community, and the enduring strength of the human spirit.
Yes.
It reminds us that even in the face of unimaginable hardship, there's always a reason to keep fighting, to keep searching for connection, and to keep believing in the possibility of a brighter future.
It's a story that will stay with me long after I finish reading it.
Yeah.
It's a story that makes me want to be a better person, to be more compassionate, and to never give up on myself or on those around me.
Well said, Sophia. And if you're looking for more in-depth discussions about books that challenge and inspire, visit 1337podcast.com.
Yes.
We've got a whole library of deep dives waiting for you.
Thank you for joining us on this exploration of a journey through grief.
Yeah.
It's been a privilege to share these insights with you.
Thank you, and see you next time. Strength and honor. I am Spartacus.
Thanks for watching. Tap into 1337podcast.com.